Hey, what's happening YouTube? My name's Gray, and on the menu today on Consoletronix, I will be serving up an 8-bit feast as I take a deeper look at the library of games for Sega's Master System, which despite getting a worldwide release in the 80s, failed to crack the important markets of both the US and Japan. And to many, this fact colours their view of the system to this very day. But over here in Europe, and the UK in particular, it was a very different story, as the Master System enjoyed tremendous success from its launch in 1987 to well into the 90s, outselling the NES and even taking on the popular 16-bit computers such as the Commodore Amiga and Atari ST, thanks in no small part to the efforts of its European distributor Consoletronix. So what are we waiting for? Let's dig in. And we start with a personal favourite, Psychic World, a port of an old MSX game known as Psycho World, released in the States on Game Gear, which itself was a portable Master System. If you ever see this one going cheap, snag it, it's great. Bit more of an obscure one this, and while the game itself is little more than a simple Cabal clone, the box art featuring Poundland versions of both Stallone and Schwarzenegger is worth the price alone. While the first Master System Sonic would be available stateside, in Europe it would be the start of a trilogy of top quality high-speed platformers featuring the Hedgehog with an attitude. This is the third game, Sonic Chaos, which maintains the high standards of the early Sonic games. I was very surprised to see this one wasn't released outside Europe, with the possible exception of Brazil, as it was one of the more popular arcades of its day and was available on just about every system. A favourite of mine and one of the first titles I got for my Master System. Like Sonic the Hedgehog, there would be a trilogy of titles based on Franco-Belgian comic character Asterix. This is the second, Asterix and the Great Rescue, and the only one of the three not developed by Sega. This one was brought to us by British studio Core Design, and it has to be said, they did a very good job. When I tell you that I didn't even know there was a Fire and Forget 1, it should give you some indication of my knowledge of this port of a Commodore 64 game. Not brilliant by any means, but a decent little action title. I loved the 16-bit versions of this liberty-taking Bruce Lee biopic and was very curious to see it running on an 8-bit, especially as the Master System wasn't exactly known for its beat-em-ups. Instead, it's a platformer, but don't let that put you off, it's still 10 times better than Quest of the Dragon on Xbox. The prequel to this game, Bubble Bobble, is one of the best games I've ever played. The sequel, Rainbow Islands, tinkers with the gameplay, but somehow manages to match and even, dare I say it, exceed the original. A standout game from veteran software house Taito. There was a time when British software house the Bitmap brothers could do no wrong. What with 16-bit Amiga titles like Speedball and Chaos Engine under their belts, I fully expected them to take the 32-bit era by storm, like some of their Amiga contemporaries. Sadly, it never happened, but at least we got ports of some of their best work. Unfortunately, this isn't one of them. I've always been slightly confused with the numbering of the Wonder Boy series, and as this is Wonder Boy 5 Monster World 3, it seems I'm not the only one. This is a port of the Mega Drive version, and while not terrible, it comes nowhere close to Wonder Boy 3. They said it couldn't be done. They said the Master System only had 2 scrolling beat-em-ups, Double Dragon and another European exclusive Renegade. But somehow, Sega managed to cram all the fun and action of the Mega Drive classic onto the aging Master System. A great conversion. A Rastan-style medieval hack-and-slash game with beefy sprites? Yes please. Fun for a bit but soon gets samey. Stick to Golden Axe for your barbarian fun. Most people are still clueless to this game being on the Master System, as many consider it an NES exclusive. And while a very different game to the Nintendo version, it's still a great title in its own right. One of the rarest games on the system, and I'm not just talking about price. It's a one-on-one fighting game that, believe it or not, is actually pretty good. Pretty good by Master System standards obviously, but still worth checking out. The Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse is rightly still talked about today as a bona fide classic. So why then is its 8-bit sequel Land of Illusion not also talked about? Available for Game Gear as well, but regardless of system, just play it. It's brilliant. It wasn't just Mickey Mouse who was making a name for himself in the bright lights of the gaming world, as one of his Disney co-stars also took to video games like a duck to water. Donald. I'm not exaggerating when I say the Lucky Dime Caper is on par with any NES Disney game. It's that good. I was originally going to look at Desert Strike, as a lot of people don't even know that the Master System had a port, but instead let's take a butcher's at one of the best shooters the system had to offer, Darius. Here renamed Saigaya because, well, your guess is as good as mine. Definitely worth picking up for any self-respecting shoot-'em-up fan. We've looked at a number of ports and hand-me-downs from the Mega Drive, but here's a superhero title and Master System exclusive, The Flash. I think it's based on the short-lived early 90s TV show. I could be wrong about that, but here's one thing I do know for sure. Avoid this rubbish game. Having looked at 2 cracking Disney games, I thought I'd balance things out by closing the video with a couple of Looney Tunes games. First up is the fastest mouse in all of Mexico as he looks to rescue his beloved from the clutches of Sylvester in a beautifully animated and graphically impressive game. Suffering Succotash. And for the final game, it's also one I picked up months ago and I'm only now getting a chance to play. It's Desert Speed Trap, starring the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote. Based on one of my all-time favourite cartoons as a kid, and out of the very few games of Chuck Jones's most enduring creations, this one's not bad. But either I'm slipping in my old age, or it's a lot harder than it looks. Good stuff nonetheless. Well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Now, before you all go to the comment section to tell me that a lot of these games weren't just exclusive to Europe, and that many saw official release in places like Brazil and South Africa, I know that. In fact, I'm currently working on a video looking at all the tech toy releases in South America. look forward to it. And if you are interested in learning more about the Master System's success in Europe, then check out my video on the company responsible in Consoletronix, the saviour of Sega, or my countdown of my all-time top 10 Master System games. Links to both videos should be on screen now. So all that's left is to say thank you for watching. Please leave a like, share the video on your social media, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Seriously, I need all the help I can get. So more videos up soon. Thank you again for watching, and goodbye.